My name is Anna the Jesus.
Hi, my name is Charlie Johnson and we are both the creators of Big Twisted Lies, a romantic drama genre film.
We have chosen to include the conventional green trailer preview screen, containing the rating of the film in order to explicitly show exactly which target audience we are aiming for, so that the viewer may be clearly aware of this fact. To maintain this authenticity, we also used an introductory logo production company, Film 4, because of the fact that it is an independent filmmaker institution of British origin. And as we do not have any special effects or CGI, we felt this would be most appropriate, as well as for the genre as well. One of the most famous Film 4 romance genre films is Elizabeth, which made nearly 83 million, An Enduring Love directed by Roger Michael. One of the key features of our teaser trailer is our use of shots. For example, quick montage shots set up the fast-paced narrative that reflects the dangerous nature of their passionate affair, and this is contrasted against isolated shots of me, usually by myself disconnected from society and the people I love, which allows the audience to empathise with my character, conforming to the uses and gratification model, allowing the audience to feel maternal towards me. Another interesting shot to note is the use of the juxtaposed screen split 4 ways, both me and Amy doing almost the same thing, in one rubbing our stomachs and the other holding a pregnancy test, both looking worried, and the movements are synchronised to appear as one, as though we are both controlled by the dominance of Chris's love, but also to find out as to whether or not we are pregnant and which one is. So why, you ask, did we place this at the front? Why start with a shot that is ambiguous yet gives it all away? Because we wanted to create something different, something unique, something that has never been tried before. After all, as Keith Barry Grant said, audiences enjoy repetition versus variation. Although you should replicate some generic conventions, there should be a degree of difference in order for the audience to fully engage with the media text. This is exactly what we did with ours. Who wants a film that has been repeated over and over again? You should not have to waste your time spending money on a film that you will only watch passively, like the hypodermic syringe model. Instead, you want to be involved with the film, and we feel that we have a balance of both. To make this even more effective, we used the time stretch tool to slow down the shot slightly in order for each frame to disappear at a different time, as though it was scheduled to do so. Despite having a diverse range of shots within our film, there was many shots which we couldn't include. For example, a bird's eye angle shot of Amy and Chris in bed was tried using the tripod held at a high angle, but was not executed correctly, as well as a point of view shot of the camera looking through my eyes as I walk upstairs. However, this again was taken out from our final piece, since the footage was blurry and stilted, a mistake we made in our foundation portfolio and of course would not have liked to do again. The film ends with a 2-shot of Amy and Chris surprisingly in the domestic setting of a kitchen, which shows that their affair is serious and is further shown through the use of lexical dialogue. "When are you going to tell her it's over?" To which Chris replies, "I will, I promise." And they slowly embrace each other in an act of love, rather than passion as we are so accustomed to. This then fades in and fades out into the title sequence, Bitter Twisted Lies, which interestingly uses a red and black font suggesting that love is dead. The music abruptly stops here, which allows the audience many different interpretations. What would you think? Will I seek revenge? Or will I make my way in the world, fighting for what I believe in, creating an independent persona? I don't need anybody. Why should I when the people I loved were my betrayers? As the poster tagline title rightly said, lust, love, greed. It's up to you to figure out whom the embodiment of each word is. In terms of our main location, we chose Charlie's house for practical reasons, since it was the easiest to access, and therefore meant that we would
be able to film more frequently and on a regular basis. We also used it because it was a conventionally feminine household, i.e. my bedroom, consisting of a flowery white and pink duvet with matching curtains, which implemented Anna's role as a traditional housewife, and important factors to get across to the audience. It created an authentic romantic genre stylism. Other locations included my uncle's house, which we used to fashion as a waiting room, in a wide shot cutting between Anna looking anxious and scared, with no audible diegetic sound, to an extreme close-up of the clock ticking, using a synchronous YouTube sound to create a slow ticking effect to emphasise the dread that she is feeling in this situation. To implement this, we also used an establishing shot of Leatherhead Doctor's surgery before zooming into the place's name to inform the audience. Mise-en-scène was another important feature of the film. In order to portray certain media stereotypes, the use of costume props was essential in providing an authentic replica. For example, as Amy is what would be classed as a Scarlet Woman stereotype, her use of clothing consists of tight, bright clothing in order to stand out against Anna's character, who, although is more liked by the audience because of explicit vulnerability, Amy is the one that matters to Chris. Anna's costume, however, despite being fashionable, is well covered in order to present her as a prim, proper, respectful, submissive, yet stands up for what she believes in stereotypes. The use of makeup contrasts greatly as well. Anna's is natural and light. However, Amy has heavily mascaraed eyes in order to stand out and as a cry for attention conforming to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A key feature which establishes the film is lighting and sound. Firstly, sound was used recording the composition on a music program called Cubase, which allows us to layer sound. The music was titled Love Story and was specifically chosen to replicate the ups and downs of love, denoted in the rise and fall of the pitch, done deliberately at certain moments. For example, at the beginning, the non-diegetic sound begins slow, as though introducing the audience to the film, before alternating in pace and pitch, almost quite jagged and morbid, in a sense, reflecting the narrative. The lighting also contributes to certain moods and atmospheres. For example, a mixture of dark and soft lighting is used for the montage shots, and the alternation of the two is dependent on the pace of the shot. For example, an over-the-shoulder shot of Amy and Chris is drawn out and use very dim lighting in order to convey a more serious effect, whereas the softer, more brighter lighting shows them teasing each other and messing around as though they're not taking this affair seriously. In Anna's shots, however, the lighting alternates between normal lighting in the daytime, i.e. the centre mirror of the over-the-shoulder shot, to reflect the authentic nature of the frame, in composition to the harsh lighting shots. For example, the wide shot of the waiting room, which suggests that it connotes the severity of the situation and her feelings of patience towards the situation in question. As the overall construction of the film, it is fair to say that we have played around with a fair range of diverse shots that have been out to our comfort zone. This is because we wanted to move away from the basic editing ability of our foundation portfolio and create a sophisticated, interesting media text that looks authentic. However, have we actually done this, created a film which shows our full potential? The honest answer was no. With timing and difficulties with Adobe, our final piece did not work as an overall media text. Yes, it had diverse shots and interesting storyline, but when it comes to continuity, creating jolty, incomprehensible transitions, and the piece does not come together well. However, we are planning to make reverse changes in order to make it look more authentic. To find out as to whether all our acrylic text, ancillary text, the film magazine and the poster contributed to the overall film teaser trailer, we needed to have an in-depth analyze explaining choices as to why we created our products in a certain manner.
Running theme. Throughout our ancillary text and our film teaser trailer, there is a continuum of a scenic woodland environment which conforms to the conventions of romantic drama in terms of the mise-en-scène used, i.e. location. In our evaluation task blog, we have shown pictures of our film poster, film magazine and teaser trailer shots in order to express how the woodland has been used in conjunction. Teaser trailer shot. On our blog, we have shown a shot of me and Amy sitting on a bench in the centre of the shot drinking Costa coffee. The use of woodland background here is to show us talking in a typical environment rather than to reinforce the narrative. In terms of our film magazine, as shown on the blog, this shows me turned away from the camera, looking over my shoulder in a mix of disgust and sadness. The use of the background here was used to play with generic magazine's conventions. Since Empire, Europe's biggest film magazine in terms of profit and publishing, mainly features action, thriller and horror films, which we found from extensive magazine research. It was this that made us conclude that we should create our own film magazine. The use of fusion was emboldened in a feminine purple colour to celebrate femininity, and the title was chosen to represent it being the first women's film weekly. The use of the background woodland also subverts traditional black and white backgrounds, which is why we chose it to be different. The use of the background within our poster was for the characters to contrast against it, almost as though they are disconnected from it. For example, I appear as though I belong within the background, which suggests that I seek and find solace in it, whereas Amy and Chris appears as if they don't belong there, implying that I am isolated from them, that when they betrayed me, all ties were cut and there is nothing they can do to get their places back in my heart again, since their crimes are so unforgivable. Our first step in our marketing campaign would be to release 2 key pictures in order to create a sense of enigma, making the audience want to go watch it since they want to find out what will happen in the film. I have deliberately chosen these pictures because they give enough away to keep them intrigued, but that there is also a layer of mystery which surrounds it. For example, the use of Amy and Chris at the front are both enveloped around each other, implying that they are in a relationship. However, Amy is looking out towards me, whom is looking dominant and strong, yet cut off from the rest of the cast. This may suggest to the audience that we may hate each other or that we have a complex relationship, but it is unlikely that they will gain the whole narrative from this picture, which is why we have chosen it. Then we would release the film poster. The effect of the film poster being released after the ambiguous pictures forms interest. For example, the title was released Bitter Twisted Lies, which conveys to the audience that the narrative will be a web of deceit, the words literally conveying the themes within the teaser trailer. Then the teaser trailer would be released, and below, in our blog, we have included frames which replicate similar positioning, emotions and feelings of the characters. The effect of the correlation between the two gives the audience more of a desire or want to go see the film when it is released. For example, again in our blog, we have a shot which shows Amy and Chris wrapped around each other, clinging on desperately as passion succumbs, which differentiates to the film poster, since the 2 characters seem more loving towards each other within the film poster. Given the 2 juxtaposing contrasts, they are not what they seem in the poster. You get a clear idea when you watch the teaser that they are selfish and vindictive.
The next shot of Anna looking shot. The next shot is of Anna looking shot, which shows her in a similar standing position, where she is looking directly at the camera, breaking the fourth wall, a concept usually associated with postmodernism. However, our film is definitely conventional romantic drama, but we have tweaked certain aspects in order to fulfill Keith Barry Grant's theory of repetition and variation. This denotes that although you want to keep certain elements the same, there has to be an element of difference. Therefore, the audience are kept engaged. All these elements contribute to the overall poster and links in as it reveals the content of our teaser trailer, which similar uses the poster shots. This also introduces main characters, so the audience can identify with certain characters depending on the situation and scenario. The film poster which attracts attention for the upcoming film. The next step is to show the trailer. This, of course, we have not created, but if we had to make one, we would introduce more information such as revealing that Anna had cancer, that Anna finds out that Chris and Amy have cheated on her, etc. The effect of this further information informs them about the film, and it also allows them to get more excited, as at this point the release date would have been printed. Since it is a summer film, it should be released on the 5th of August, whereas it is in school holidays, young citizens can also go see it. This would be good for generating financial income, since the age group of 15 to 24 have the most disposable income. Incidentally, it is also the main predominant target audience for romantic dramas. Then finally, in the month of July, just before the film comes out, the magazine is published. This shot from the film magazine is very similar to the film poster, i.e. ironic scenaric background, but the positioning is different since Anna is not breaking the fourth wall, and therefore conforming to the conventions of a typical romantic drama stereotype. For example, it is clear to see that Anna can be seen as a submissive housewife or the other woman. This again promotes the theme of conflicting characterizations. This can relate to the film teaser trailer in the frame where Anna is in the waiting room, waiting anxiously for the news she is about to receive, i.e., as this shot shows, same positioning, facial expressions. On the other hand, the scenaric background has not been used here, but that is because it would not have been appropriate for our